Does the club have new tricks up its sleeve, or are we in for one miserable season? Yes, hello everyone, good evening and welcome to a new video on the channel. As promised, I said I was going to be back when it was announced that Gateshead have appointed a new manager, and I've done just that, albeit only one day after I did my channel's season preview video. And the name, we can now put a name to the Gateshead hot seat, and that is Alan Armstrong, and it is an interesting appointment to say the least. It was kind of well documented and advertised throughout the local media and what have you last week that there were plenty of applicants with EFL experience, etc. But it maybe does seem from the outside looking in a little bit as though the club have gone for the cheap option, and I'm trying my best to understand all sides of it. I can understand the concern from supporters, but I can also maybe understand where the football club are coming from as well. So let's try and have a little bit of a dig into this and see kind of both sides of this argument really, and we will obviously start with where the club are coming from now. It is no hidden secret that we are under significant financial constraints, especially compared to some of the other clubs in the National League. So while it maybe is easy to say that there was this person applied for the job, that person was interviewed, etc. Obviously appointing making these managerial appointments does come with a cost, and it is as simple as that. So maybe you've just got to maybe kind of look at the perspective of where the club are financially just now, and I think that appointment kind of reflects that. And on the way home from work today, I did have a little bit of a listen to what Alan Armstrong himself had to say, and I think he's under kind of no illusions as to why it was him that got the job, but I think there's been a couple of misconceptions about his previous managerial jobs, that he did a poor job at both Blythe and Darlington. I don't think that's true. Obviously, he won the Northern Premier League Premier Division at Blythe by an absolute landslide, really. Then in the 2 seasons that he had with them in the National League North, in his first season at that level, he guided them to 10th place, only 4 points off of the playoffs. Then in his second season, managed to get them in the playoffs. So if anything, I'd say he performed above expectations at Blythe. Then obviously in the summer of 2019, when it was announced that Blythe were probably making significant cuts to their budget, etc., he opted to take the managerial vacancy at Darlington, which was a job that was a little bit more steady on for him. I think there were some good things he did for them. Obviously, a couple of decent runs in the FA Cup, a couple of eye-opening results in the FA Cup as well. I think they had a decent run in the FA Trophy, quite a few scalps against high league opposition, that kind of thing. There's a couple of times they maybe weren't a million miles out of the playoffs, but I think I know Darlington in the past, they've been there or thereabouts with regards to being in the Football League and that kind of thing, but the reality of where Darlington are now is they probably are at the level when you look at the kind of infrastructure around that particular football club and their financial situation as well. So I think all in all, he did an okay job there. I mean, I know it maybe didn't end particularly well. They got off to a poor start to the season, and obviously Josh Gowling went in there, and if anything, probably made things even worse than what Alan Armstrong did. But I think the conceptions that he did a bad job at Darlington are wrong, and obviously people saying he did a bad job at both clubs. With Blythe, that's absolutely not the case. I think with Darlington, maybe a little bit more subjective, but I think, in my personal opinion, he did an okay job there. But I can fully understand the level of concern with regards to what's going on at Gateshead Football Club just now. Obviously, like with regards to where we are financially, the transfer ban, etc. So, and like, let's be real about it. Like, we can talk about like the good things that he did in the Northern Premier League, in the National League North, and in the FA Cup, the FA Trophy, or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that the National League is a huge step up. Like, regards to both being a manager and a player. So and when you appoint a manager that hasn't kind of managed properly in nearly 2 years now, where it is a huge ask. But again, I think you could tell by that interview, he's under kind of no illusions as to the challenges that he's facing. I mean, he has been involved with the football club over the last year or so, obviously kind of working with the academy side, and obviously we did watch them watch the younger players a couple of times last season in the Durham Challenge Cup against South Shield and against West Auckland as well, and and it has to be said, in those two games, the young lads actually did play quite well. They tried to play some nice stuff. Got the just rewards against South Shields, in my personal opinion, that night. But obviously against West Auckland, just fell short by virtue of the fact that they were playing against men. So maybe from the actual footballing side of it, the actual style of play, I think we might. I think from what I've seen from those two games, and obviously what I saw from Blythe when he was manager there, and obviously when he was manager at Darlington as well, we will try to do the right things. It is just a case of, will we have the necessary quality to do what's needed. I think I think a lot of our fans are realistic people. I think it's to say that we're going to hit the same kind of heights as what we have over the last 3 seasons. I think that's totally unrealistic. If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't. I think the days of getting to trophy finals, pushing for playoff spots, winning most weeks, I think that might be something that kind of fizzles out. But you never know. One thing that he has said is which I do totally agree with, that basically this football club needs to re-establish its identity, and I think we've really gone away from that, especially throughout the course of last season. Bringing in players that aren't local lads, that maybe didn't quite understand what it means to the people in this particular region. This kind of pre-season reminds me a lot of the pre-season going into the 2018-19 season. I mean, obviously there was a lot of off the field issues throughout the course of that season, but we all went into that season not really knowing what to expect. And I think what Steve Watson did quite unbelievably with quite a notably low budget and all sorts of constraints is he put together a side that really worked hard for each other, and were able to defy the odds. I'm not saying for 1 second that we'll be able to do that again, and I am fully aware that the National League since then has got a lot stronger. Football's evolved a bit, but I think while I personally have my concerns as well, I've always said I'll always be willing to give any new manager a chance. And look, Alan Armstrong knows non-league. I'm sure he's got contacts, especially within the local non-league scene. Obviously, maybe from Newcastle, Sunderland, and Borough, and that kind of thing. So I think the next kind of step is seeing next kind of step towards seeing where we maybe are at is will be when if and when recruitment does start. I mean, obviously there is this transfer ban to get sorted, which hopefully won't be too far off. But yeah, obviously, we've not kicked a ball under him yet. So at this stage, I know it maybe wasn't quite what some people are expecting, or maybe even what they were hoping for. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, if honest to God, if I had. If I had an endless pot of money, I'd buy this football club within a split second. But the reality is this football club right now needs a bit of consolidation and needs to go back to its roots a little bit. And hopefully in time we can maybe turn the tide on what was nothing short of an absolute shit show in the second half of last season, both on and off the pitch, make the club a bit more reputable again, because I think we really lost that, especially over the last few months or so. For all we know, the football club might be up for sale. I don't know. I don't want to make any. I don't want to start any speculation with that, because that might not be true at all. But if we are to progress as a football club and start to rekindle dreams of getting into the football league, like being up there with the very best, we have to make it. We have to be. We have to. As I said, try absolute best to make sure the club is run a lot more professionally for a start, which I think. You look at certain things that over the last few weeks alone, like obviously even just smaller things like bringing in, like making sure the new kits and replica kits are ready in good time for the new season. Obviously the board's starting to hold a few more meetings with the Gateshead Soul and that kind of thing. So so there are maybe signs in that respect that we are that the club does want to learn, but we all know them. But being real about it, it is not an overnight fix, and it is going to go on for a very long time. But until any significant investors do come in, this unfortunately is where we're at. But I think if we are to attract new investors, which maybe if you kind of read between the lines a little bit, is what we are sort of trying to do in the long run, we have to become a lot more reputable than what we've been over the last few months. We need ultimately we need. I don't know who was responsible for the Anichebe takeover falling through, but by the sounds of it, obviously with him going in the dressing room, sort of telling players who were and weren't part of his plans, etc. Maybe in some ways we dodged a bullet a little bit there, and the grass may well not have been greener on the other side. But ultimately now, while I get concerns, and in my honest opinion, he wouldn't have been my first choice. It is what it is, and we've just got to accept it and give him a chance, because he might prove us wrong. I really hope he does prove us wrong, and we'll see where we're at. But the reality of it at the moment is, if we anything above 21st is kind of a job done for next season, and we'll have achieved our initial aims. Then hopefully, but the thing is with football, it is constantly changing, and it seems as though at Gateshead Football Club, things seem to constantly twist and turn all the time. So we'll see how things go. Ultimately, as I say, it is there's cause for concern, but ultimately, we've just got to accept where we're at, and maybe in time we can reap the rewards of that. But we'll just have to wait and see. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back on Thursday night, and I'm going to start my series of 5 teams to watch, and we're going to work our way up the leagues this year, and we're going to start with Northern League Division 2. So until then, take care, cheers for watching, see you later.